Hey, what's good, people, man? Platinum Bearded Dread. Tell us upon the bench, then. Well, it's the 14th of July, 2021. 3 days after England having just lost the European Cup finals to Italy. So I guess football's not coming home. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but for those that don't know, England, they played really well and they made it to the finals, European finals, and it went to penalties, and it was the black players that took the penalties, and as a result of missing the penalties, England got knocked out of the European Cup, and basically the cup went to Italy. So, like I said, I guess football's not coming home, but do you know what it is? A bit more racism. That's what's coming home. Because we've already seen on social media and stuff, you know, England fans calling those players that miss the penalties monkeys and niggers and stuff like that. And there's even been reports of black people getting attacked on the streets because the black players missed the penalty. As far as they're concerned, they're responsible for England being knocked out of the Euro finals, Cup finals. But you know what gets me, yeah? Why are people even surprised? That's what I don't get. You know, why are black people surprised, man? You're forgetting where we live, where we are. For those that are in the UK, you're forgetting where we are. England, Britain, the United Kingdom, whatever you want to call it, has always been a racist country and always will be a racist country. Now obviously I'm not talking about all white people, but as a whole, as a people, as a country, racism down to the bone, man. I mean, think about it for a minute, yeah. It was the Queen, the royal family, who gave her quote unquote blessings to the thugs and the pirates that went off to Africa and forcibly removed them. And for the most part, and made them into slaves, the royal family now. And let's not forget, yeah, the same royal family stole billions worth of gold, diamonds, treasures, and land from black and brown people, the royal family. England, man. And think about it, right? They don't call this country Great Britain for nothing. And during that time, you know, they're going all over the world making their mark. And ask yourself this question, how come so many people in the world, on the planet, speak English? That ain't by accident. How do you think that happened? That happened through death, violence, and more violence, man. That's how you see so many people all over the world that are black and brown and yellow speaking English. So when we see what's going on in the media now, we should not be surprised. I mean, how many times do we need reminding of where we are and the kind of people we're dealing with? If it's not this recent event, you know, with the whole footballers being called monkeys and stuff, or if it's not George Floyd, the murder of George Floyd in front of our faces by racist cops, or if it's not Stephen Lawrence being murdered by racist thugs in London, or if it's not Emmett Till being murdered by racist thugs in America decades ago. I mean, come on, man. How many times do we need reminding, man? And the truth is, until we come to terms with that fact, that whether you're in America, whether you're in Britain, whether you're in France, whether you're in Italy, it doesn't matter where you are. From the time we're in the western part of the world, we're always going to be dominated by a racist group of people. And, you know, to a degree, you can't even blame all white people because they don't even know it. I mean, think about it, right? If you've grown up from birth, the moment you open your eyes and everything you see around you has white people and whiteness on a pedestal, everything you're taught in school, everything you see on the TV, everything you see in the media is to uphold whiteness. and keep the lie going in regards to the origins and the contributions of black people, how are you supposed to know any different? I mean, how many white people in the world really know that the first people to circumnavigate the whole planet, including Europe, were black? You know, they might turn around and say, well, yeah, you was in Africa. No, I'm talking about the whole planet. The first people who walked the planet were black. I didn't say brown, I said black, jet black. Think about it, man. I mean, something as basic as that. Or how many people, even if you believe that there was a Jesus quote-unquote character, was black, man. And then ask yourself this question, how come none of the prophets were white? None of them. You know, we've had China, we've had India, we've had Africa, but none of them, we've had Arabia, but none of them have been white. Now, this ain't just set off a racist tone, but this is just to maybe make us understand why we're in this position in the first place, because there's this hatred for us because they know who we are, but we don't, you know? And like I said, even many white people, they don't even know really the true history. And in truth, you've got a man like Minister Farrakhan, who's loved by many, but hated by those who are keeping the wool over our eyes, who run the world, basically. And they're afraid of him because he's not afraid, man, to tell the truth, regardless of what he's facing, and he never has been. And more to the point, yeah, they can't afford to let the truth out because then their world falls apart. And he's the only one on the planet that's standing on the world stage really, you know, hitting every angle. He's not even there's certain people, as we know, you can't talk about because they run everything. I mean, this man, Minister Farrakhan, is calling out everyone. And the reason why, you know, the average white person or lay person, and even some blacks, feel threatened by him is because, not because he's a hate teacher, but because he's pulling the carpet underneath our feet. And you know, sometimes where we're built, not even sometimes, this world has been built on lies. I mean, that goes back thousands of years. I'm not talking a few hundred, thousands of years. And many of us can't accept truth, even in our own household, even within our own mind, let alone something that goes back thousands of years. And so there's going to be a reaction of, you know, defensiveness, where you don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear, you know, cover your ears and all of that. And he's exposing that, and it's not comfortable for many of us. But the truth of the matter is, until we come out, until we really, really look at the root, and accept the fact that this foundation that this world is built upon is rotten, and it's decaying and collapsing, then we're always going to be shocked when we hear incidents like this. White people as a people will never change, man. I'm talking about as a people. I'm not talking about as individuals, I'm talking about as a people. And any white person that's watching this, if you really check the history and check yourself, you know there's an element of truth to that. Because how many times we're going to hear about certain events? What will be next? You know, come tomorrow, this whole Euro monkey nigger calling place is going to blow over. There'll be a new one. There'll be another police attack, another police murder. And ultimately, I think this is what people have to come to terms with. You see, when you see them thugs, them, the football fighters, them, the rednecks, them, the skinheads, the Nazi skinheads, that's child's play. That's kindergarten stuff compared to the people that run the world. I'm not even talking about governments. I'm talking about people that were behind government, telling them what to say, when to say it, how to say it. Those people who despise the very fact that black people are the original people and the original prototype of a human being. They know this, but they despise us to our very bone, and the plans that they have for us will make those skinheads and those rednecks look like children. Even to the degree that they're prepared to kill white people just so they can wipe out the majority of black people on the planet. Hence, this pandemic. Anyway, man. Anyway, it's always good to know truth, man. It's always good to be able to look at it square on so that we know. And I'm gonna leave with this. Anyone that's watching this that has children of mixed descent, mixed race, whatever word, mixed heritage, whatever word you use, don't hide this side of truth from them. let them, expose them to all truth, even that which might be uncomfortable because it's something that you don't know or you're worried how it might affect them, because they will be more wholesome and more better prepared for what's coming. Don't hide all of this stuff just because it's uncomfortable. Let them know, as well as wherever the European influence or heritage that they've inherited is, but also let them know the truth about, you know, the origin of the African descent that they might have inherited, if that makes sense. Trust me, you'll end up with a very well-balanced child who will thank you for it. It might be uncomfortable at the beginning, but trust me, man, they'll grow into a much more balanced human being. But anyway, man, so football's not coming home, man, sure. And that's what it is. Platinum bearded dread. Yeah, man.